One woman from our area is trying to spread the word on being an organ donor. I'm pleased to be joined today by Amy Yannick. She is a science teacher at Hazleton Area High School, but she is also a Gift of Life ambassador. And how commendable is that? Amy, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Lisa.
Now, how did you get involved to become an ambassador for the Gift of Life program?
So, organ donation has been a part of my life for many years. My father received a transplant in 1996. So I'm a donor, and everyone in my family are donors. And in my immediate circle, I always kind of push the envelope. Let's make sure you're an organ donor, check the box. And as a teacher of anatomy and physiology, it's definitely a topic that we cover in class within the curriculum. And it wasn't until 2019 when having this conversation with my students, I had asked if anyone had any family members who had been donors or recipients. And one of my students raised her hand, and she said she was a Gift of Life ambassador. And her brother had passed away in 2008 in a car accident, and her and her father are both ambassadors. And I didn't realize you could do this. So and then the pandemic happened. So I started doing a little investigating, and found out that I could be an ambassador and spread this message. And something else that happened, the IU 13, which is Lebanon Lancaster, is the IU that is in charge of educating Pennsylvania in the schools for organ and tissue donation. And they had a grant that I applied for and I received. So I can apply for this grant for the next 2 years to bring this program to our high school. And I'm going to go a step further and bring it to our community.
So now, what are you doing as an ambassador? What's the message you want for our viewers today?
The need for organs and tissues is great, and it doesn't ever diminish. It may even get bigger. People get sick. People need organs, and although we don't like to think of our end of life, if you say yes to organ donation when it's your time to go, you can give medical personnel the chance to see if any of your organs or tissues are reusable, that can be transplanted to somebody who's waiting, who's in a hospital, who might only have a couple weeks, a couple months to live, and you can, your organs can be recycled. You get a chance to live twice.
That's a really nice statement. You get to live twice. You told me someone asked you, is there an age limit on being a donor? And that's a good question. I never thought about that.
Right. So, and I had a friend who asked me or told me that she couldn't be a donor because she had some medical issues. That's not true. Anybody can be a donor. Anybody can be a donor. If you reach an old age and they feel as though there's nothing that they can use from you, then they don't take anything. But you've said yes. You've given them that option. And I think that's the message I'm trying to make. It's not going to affect how you're treated if you're in an accident or you're in the hospital. They don't know. Nobody knows that organ donation status until you're either deceased or brain dead. That's the only time that they go and look to see if you're an organ donor.
Very good information. So if someone watching today wants to be an organ donor, what's the best way to do it? Through your driver's license?
Well, when you go for your driver's license, when you get your picture, they ask you if you wish to be an organ donor. But if you don't have to wait, you can go on to donors1.org and you can change that status today.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's very good to know. So now you're spreading the word, trying to get that out there so that as many people as possible will sign up. Amy, I think it's really commendable what you're doing. Keep up the good work. And I hope a lot of people are educated and decide to help just like someone helped your dad.
Thank you.
Today's news feature is brought to you by Falvello Law Firm. Have you been injured in a car accident? Call Falvello Law Firm. Your case is our fight.